songs can fly on the airwaves. They just need a chance to start. Purple songs can grow and hope and faith and fly from heart to heart.
Did you know Purple Songs Can Fly? Welcome to our program, produced by the Children in Treatment at the Texas Children's Cancer and Hematology Centers. Our program is about great music made by some terrific young talents. Now, here are the hosts of Purple Songs Can Fly.
Hello and welcome to the program Purple Songs Can Fly on the Voice America Kids Network. My name is Emily Freeman, and today I have a very special guest with me. When I was going through treatment in 2009, one of my child life specialists is here today. So welcome, Breanna.
Hello. Thank you for having me today.
Yes, how are you today?
I'm wonderful.
So first of all, Breanna, tell us and our listeners a little bit about yourself and just growing up. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
And then I went to college in Austin at UT.
Well, how did you make it to Texas Children's here in Houston?
Great question. I did a child life internship in Chicago at Children's Memorial Hospital. And then I had my first job in Dallas at the Children's Hospital there. Then I actually started a program for child life in Florida. And then this was my third job, getting to work in the cancer center.
So that was when you knew that you wanted to be a child life specialist.
I actually knew I wanted to be a child life specialist in college. I was writing a paper and I had to interview different professions at the hospital. So I interviewed physicians, I interviewed nurses, all different types of professions, and then I interviewed a child life specialist. And after I got to talk to her, I thought, oh, that's what I want to do.
And so that's when the spark happened.
That was the moment, the light bulb moment.
Awesome. So what is required for the job of a child life specialist, and what type of training would you have to do?
Sure, you have to have a bachelor's. You can also get a master's in either child development, human psychology. There's different types of kind of social sciences that you can get your degree in.
Right.
And then it's an internship is required after that. And so you do a child life internship, you apply and get accepted. And then after your internship, then you sit for an exam and you're a certified child life specialist. So we have credentials.
Wow. Yeah. So were there any moments being a child life specialist where you kind of draw a blank? It's like, okay, now what do I do? What do I do?
Sure.
I don't know what to do with this kid.
Sure. Well, one time I was teaching a child about a port, and I was showing her the port. She was about to get a port, and so I was showing her a doll with a port so she could be prepared.
Right.
And she was very angry that she had to get this port, so she just kicked me. So right in the moment, I thought, okay, where do I go with this here?
This isn't going well.
Right. So all I did was respond to her that this is scary, because getting a port is scary when you're not familiar and you don't know exactly what's going on.
Right.
And all these changes were happening in her life, which is scary. So she was angry. So it was an appropriate response, but we just talked about how to then better express those emotions. How could she express anger? How could she express frustration or fear versus kicking people? So luckily it clicked in pretty quickly, but at the moment I thought, whoa, what's going on here? But it's appropriate because it's scary going through all those things. The hospital can be a scary place, so that's why child life specialists are here to help make it less scary.
Well, I remember a time, I think it was during a lumbar puncture, my mother started to get a little lightheaded, and it's like she had to sit on the floor. And so you're talking to me, I'm lying on the table, and you're talking to me, and it's just like, oh great, now I'm battling with two different people here. Have you ever had that happen before, or was it just us?
No, definitely not just you guys. That's funny. That's a good memory though. It's very common. Part of our role is helping the whole family. So helping parents, helping siblings. We really want to help the whole family. So you guys weren't the first or the last where I got to work with the whole family. It's actually it's a good thing. It's a privilege to get to know all of you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. Now I'm curious. Are there child life specialists at like every hospital, and where could you find them?
Sure. There's child life specialists all over the world, so in multiple countries.
Yes.
But they aren't at every hospital. They're mostly at children's hospitals that are in major cities. They are now expanding, I would say, into dentist office, and there's some in adult hospitals that help the children whose parents are going through treatment or having medical challenges. So I think the role or the profession is expanding into different areas, but the majority of child life specialists are found within a children's hospital in a major city.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think they should be everywhere.
Well, I do too. They
and
are
people
very
like
helpful.
you, people like
Thank
you
Emily.
especially.
That's kind. Thank you.
Now, what type of person, what traits and characteristics would make a good child life specialist? I mean, obviously you would,
Thank you.
but,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Sure. I think that one of the key factors or characteristics is to be flexible.
Right.
When we come into work, our day never looks the same every day. It's new things, new challenges, new patients coming in, and we're having to learn and just quickly adapt of how I can help the patient.
Right.
Every child is not the same, so I have to assess how I can help you and
Yes.
what you need, and then really serve you in that way. So being flexible is very important. I think being open to learning and growing is very important because patients teach us a lot of things.
Right.
You guys teach us how to be better at our jobs, how to support you better. And I also think there's probably some degree that you need to be outgoing, or at least able to be outgoing at work, because
Right.
you meet a lot of different people. You meet parents, you meet patients,
Yes.
you're working with, a medical team, so you're interacting with a lot of people. So
Right.
enjoying that kind of community or teamwork is also really important.
Well, I know at one point, because of you, I wanted to be a child life specialist.
Yeah.
What if somebody else wanted to be one? What would they have to know, and what would they have to do to become a child life specialist?
Right, so they would have to get their degree, at least
Right.
their bachelor's, so
Right.
go to college. But a great really way to start before even that step of going to college is volunteering in a children's hospital. So you can volunteer under child life specialist, or you can volunteer just in the overall general volunteer department at the children's hospital. And that
Right.
will really give you some insight into what is it like to work or volunteer in a children's hospital. What does that kind of look like, and is it for me? So I really recommend people who are interested, volunteering is a great place to start to really think about and assess if it's a good fit for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, so let's take a break. My name is Emily Freeman, and you're listening to Voice America Kids. Over the break, you'll be listening to Oh, What a Great Christmastime by Kristan when she was 13.
Christmas trees of holly, puppies wrapped in bows. It is dear, so jolly, presents all in rows. Outside snow is falling, inside pies are baking. Family walking, children talking. Oh, what a great Christmas time. Oh, what a great Christmas time. Candles all are burning, hope and faith are here. There is joy in everyone, carolers of cheer. Singing, laughing, smiling, the holidays so fine. Joy in every child's heart.
Purple Songs Can Fly show on the Voice America Kids Network. I'm Emily Freeman, and today I'll be interviewing Breanna Murray. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Breanna, do you have any Christmas stories or anything like that?
Sure. So I had a patient that was not feeling very well, had a lot of complications going on, and was stuck kind of in the hospital. And she was going to get to go home, and she said that her only wish for Christmas, because she was going to get to leave the hospital to go home for Christmas, was that it would snow.
Oh.
Well, everyone thought this is really sad because in Houston it doesn't really snow. So
welcome to Houston.
No one,
right?
couldn't really, get this wish,
Right.
achieved for her.
Right.
But that was the one year, I think, and I don't know how many years it snowed. So she got her wish, which was really, really special for her.
That's awesome.
It was. And then I had another really funny hospital memory around Christmas time. Was I had a patient that I had been working with, and I was just talking with her one day, and I said, so what are you asking for Christmas? What are you wishing? And she had lost her hair from her treatment, from the chemotherapy, and she said, well, I really want my hair to grow back, and I want it to be hot pink.
No way.
Yeah, that was
okay.
her Christmas
Okay,
wish.
I like hot pink, but I don't think I'd want my hair to be hot pink.
Yes,
I don't know. That's just me.
Yep, she did. And I don't think that wish did get to come true, for her, but that's okay. It was a good wish, and maybe she got a hot pink wig. I think that's probably what ended up happening. Or I guess she could have dyed it hot pink.
That is too funny.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Right. Now, if I remember correctly, you had a very spoiled, cute dog. Am I right?
You are right.
Do you still have him?
I still have. I actually have 2 more dogs now, so I have 3 dogs total. But I love dogs.
Now, how are they doing?
They're all
with you being a child life specialist.
Well, they're all.
What are you doing right now?
Yeah, they're all doing really well. They're still spoiled as ever. They sometimes get in fights because now there's 3 of them versus 1 who was used to being kind of the only one who got all my attention.
True.
So they sometimes get in little fights because they get a little jealous, but they're all doing really well. And I really wish they had been therapy dogs, because I think they would make great therapy dogs. And I could have brought them with me to the hospital.
Take him to work.
But I don't know that they're well behaved enough.
Oh.
Yeah, and I might be a little biased to think they could do it.
Right.
I really don't know that they're capable.
How old are they now?
One of my dogs is 9. So that's a little poodle. And then my Yorkie Poo is 5. And then I have a golden doodle, and he's 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's the baby.
All right.
Yeah, he's big, a big baby.
A big baby?
Yeah, a big hairy baby.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but he's a very good dog.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice because none of my dogs shed, so I do like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a good advantage, because my pug, basically every time she moves, a big cloud of fur comes up.
Right.
If you've ever seen Peanuts, and there's that one kid, Pigpen, every time he moves, this big cloud of dust comes up. That would be Moochie right there.
That's funny.
Yes, get out the broom, please. So, Breanna, could you kind of say what a typical work day would be for you, what you go about doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So most child life specialists have, I'd guess, a pretty similar workday. We arrive at the hospital and we get a census of which patients are in our area, whether that's outpatient or inpatient. We kind of look at the daily schedule. So working in the outpatient clinic, I would get the schedule and look at the patients that are coming in and prioritize which patients I really needed to see that day. So basically which patients are having procedures or which patients are having challenges with coping, which patients are coming in for a new diagnosis. So those are the things I would prioritize and really make sure I see those patients.
Right.
Then after prioritizing and looking at my list of patients, I'd start going out and seeing patients and interacting and checking in on how patients are doing, providing support during procedures, preparing them for procedures, or discussing with what their diagnosis is if it's a new diagnosis meeting or patient visit. Then also during our day, we have different meetings like rounds where we meet with the physicians and the nurses, where we discuss the patients that everyone covers. We talk about what we're doing with those patients, how we're helping them, what goals we have for them. So giving feedback to the team, because we're typically a multidisciplinary, so it involves social workers, physicians, nurses, psychologists, really just multidisciplinary. So we all work together and make sure that we're supporting the patients the best that we can. So then typically after our rounds, and you're seeing more patients again, so checking in. And a big part of being a child life specialist is building rapport and trust, which means just going in and having a conversation, or getting to do different activities that are possibly therapeutic. So talking about emotions and allowing patients to really express how they're feeling, but also in a non-threatening way. So it's, via arts and crafts or via playing a game, but that helps me build a relationship with that patient.
Yeah.
So then later on, when we have a procedure together, we're familiar, we know each other, we feel comfortable, and I feel like I can provide support, and you trust me during the procedure to believe what I'm telling you and to believe that I can help you through that procedure.
Right.
So building rapport and trust is a big part of our job as well.
Definitely.
So then the end of the day is really finishing up with your patients, and then we also write chart notes in the patient's charts. So what did we do with the patient? How did they cope? What are our goals for the future with that patient? And then typically sometimes we have phone calls we have to make for scheduling school visits, where we go out to the school and educate patients' classmates about what's going on with the patient, what their diagnosis is.
Kind of fill them in.
Exactly, so that when the patient goes to school, it's not scary or it's not having to explain it all.
Yes.
So making phone calls typically at the end of the day, and then that's pretty much a typical day.
Wow, that's a full day right there.
It is, but it's a great day.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. My name is Emily Freeman, and you're listening to Voice America Kids. Here is a song by Teresa, and she was 11 when she wrote it, and it's called Letter to Santa.
Santa, Santa, I wrote this letter in hopes that I've been good enough this year. I've been giving, sharing, particularly caring. Now I've got my Christmas list right here. I'm just hoping for like one or two reasons to write thank you notes to you. So Santa, won't you read my letter carefully? I'm on my knees, pretty please. I want a guitar for Christmas. I want a drum.
All I want for Christmas is more sleep.
I want the white year. A doll. All I want for Christmas is a trampoline. Santa, Santa, it's been 12 months since I even asked for anything from you. I know you're busy, so I can assure you that I am not lying when I say I've been good. I'm just hoping for like one or two reasons to write thank you notes to you. So Santa, won't you read my letter carefully? I'm on my knees, pretty please. I want something from Christmas. All I want for Christmas is a laptop. I want fancy shoes.
All I want for Christmas is less homework.
I want dog from Christmas.
Welcome back. My name is Emily Freeman. You're listening to Purple Songs Can Fly on the Voice America Kids Network. Today, I'm interviewing Breanna Murray. Could you kind of talk about how you incorporate play with your job?
Absolutely.
And talking to kids?
Sure. As a child life specialist, we utilize play to help patients cope with the hospital, to cope with their diagnosis, and to really allow them to express themselves. Play is really the language of children and teenagers in a different kind of way, but still it's the same. So really allowing children when they come to the hospital to play is very important because it's so normal for kids to get to play. When they're at home, they're playing. So then when they're at the hospital, that's a big part of our role is to allow them to keep playing while they're here because that's how they grow, learn, and express themselves.
Right.
So different ways that I utilize play in the hospital is turning something that's a normal activity into something that's also expressive. So I would take bowling and I would ask a patient to write 10 things that they really don't like about being in the hospital. And then we would tape those things onto the bowling pins, and then we would use the bowling ball to knock those things down. So taking bowling, something that's a normal activity, and allowing it to really help them identify what are things that are bothering them, and then allowing them to express it. So that's why one of the ways that we use play. We also use play to prepare patients for procedures or just overall being in the hospital. So using real medical supplies, real medical equipment, and allowing them to utilize them, to explore them, to really gain what we call mastery over those different equipment. So that way then in the procedure, when here comes the nurse with a syringe or with the alcohol wipe, the child or the patient says, oh, I know what that does. That's not scary. It's just going to feel cold. So we're empowering the patient to feel control or mastery over the whole situation. So a lot of times I would send home a doll, which is just like a blank stuffed animal, kind of a doll, and then a whole bag of medical play supplies. So at home, they're giving this doll or the stuffed animal IVs. They're doing procedures that they've experienced here, and it allows them to remember the steps and feel more comfortable when they come back.
Right, because the unknown can be very fearful because, I mean, for a child.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We really encourage parents to always be honest and really prepare patients and children when they come into the hospital because we believe unexpected stress is worse than expected stress.
Right.
All stress is obviously challenging and not great, but unexpected is much worse than expected. So we really encourage to be honest and to use honest words, and we do not think that you should lie to patients or say things don't hurt, 'cause sometimes they do.
Yes.
So we want to be honest and give them that preparation, and then give them tools of how to cope.
To cope with it.
Right.
Yes.
So play is very important, and I think most children in hospitals recognize that, and child life specialists are an integral part of bringing play into the hospital.
Right. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
And also, using play, how does that tie into arts and creativity and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So similarly, it allows patients, again, to express and to have control. So certain programs like this, and Purple Songs Can Fly, allows a patient to write down their emotions in a non-threatening, expressive way. And then they get to sing it and share it, and they feel proud of it. And then also, we have arts and medicine here at Texas Children, and that allows patients to really express themselves through very different mediums and different projects, and sometimes they're collaborative, so they get to see their other friends that they've met at the hospital also using the arts to express themselves. And I think that those programs all really tie together in the overall coping and well-being of the patient. And some patients want to write a song, some patients want to do painting, or they want to do different kinds of art. And so really having different types allows different patients to express different things and express in their own kind of way. And I remember when you first came into the hospital and I got to meet you, and I was trying to figure out how to best support you. And you would tell me different things that you liked, like painting or just different various activities that were really art directed. So figuring that out for you, and then when you were in the hospital, I would come over and bring you those things so that then your overall coping went better. So you would be like, oh great, I get some new art, I get to do something. So not only was it exciting because you enjoyed it, it allowed you to express feelings, and it allowed you to just have an overall better experience of being in the hospital.
Exactly.
And then I also remember when you would be waiting in the clinic for a long time, because we all know in the hospital there's a lot of waiting. So we would work on different projects, and I think we did some different, I think, clay and a lot of different arts and crafts was something that you liked. And so then what worked out great was then when you would be having a procedure, I would be talking to you about what art activity we could do next. And we would be brainstorming and thinking, well, what could I bring you next time? And what would you really like? Or what art have you not done yet? So it was really fun to then allow you to then pull the arts in to getting through procedures, because they were allowing you you to take your brain out of that room and think about what art do I like and what can I do next time.
Yes.
And also it was great because when we were doing those art activities, you and I were talking and we were building a friendship. We were building a relationship.
Totally.
So then again, that just reinforces my ability to get to know you and support you and gain your trust, so that then when you are in that procedure, you believe that I'm there to help you.
Yes.
And you're going to believe what I tell you. And then also when things are scary or when things are feeling like, you're overwhelmed, then you can come to me and tell me this is frightening or this is making me feel anxious.
Right.
So art really allowed the development of that trust and that rapport and this relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, I remember you came to my room with a painting set. You could paint these little pots in a tray, and it had a little watering can, and you could actually put dirt in it and grow your own. It was actually wheatgrass.
Yeah.
And that was just really cool to me because wheatgrass grows really fast.
Right.
So I put it, by the time I was going to go home, I already had all this wheatgrass grown, and I was just like, wow, I got to paint this, and it's already ready. And actually, before I was diagnosed, my mother and I would go to Jamba Juice, and she would get a wheatgrass shot. And so I was just like, this is great, Mother. You can cut this, and whatever you do, you can juice it, you can drink it.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a great memory.
That was awesome. That's a
great memory. We brought the outside in.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
and also, we did a little tea set. And I have that in my room right now. I have both of them in my room right now.
That's awesome, Emily.
Yeah, every time I look at it, I just remember of, the happy memories we went through.
That's great.
That's great.
That is great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I can't believe y'all remembered. Wow.
Speaking of bringing the outside in, Christmas is coming, and that's the song you'll be listening to. And it was written by Mirtha and Sadie, who were both 10 when they wrote it.
When the snow is falling and the snowflakes shining and the wind is blowing too, we know Santa's coming and he's bringing presents for the children, me and you. Christmas time and everyone can celebrate. 'Cause it's Christmas time and Jesus Christ was born this day. When the lights are glowing and the children singing and the stars are shining bright. Everyone is happy as they open presents and the bells are ringing now. 'Cause it's Christmas time and everyone can celebrate. 'Cause it's Christmas time and Jesus Christ was born this day. Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones that he belonged, they are weak but he is strong. When it's cold outside and the kids are playing and the rain is no loss through, we know Santa's coming and he's bringing presents for the children, me and you. 'Cause it's Christmas time and everyone can celebrate. 'Cause it's Christmas time and Jesus Christ was born this day. 'Cause it's Christmas time and everyone can celebrate. 'Cause it's Christmas time and Jesus Christ was born
listening to Purple Songs Can Fly on the Voice America Kids channel. To find out more about our program, please visit the website at purplesongscanfly.org. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back to Purple Songs Can Fly on the Voice America Kids Network. My name is Emily Freeman, and I am talking with Child Life Specialist Breanna Murray. Now, I remember when you gave me tickets to La Bayadere, which is a ballet, and I was a ballerina, and actually I had a friend who did a solo, and one of them was to La Bayadere, and I just thought that was really neat how, going to a ballet, and that's just something that not everybody gets to do. And that you provided the tickets was just amazing and was really special to me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually get various donations, but I know every children's hospital could always use more. A lot of times it's sporting events,
right.
Football games, baseball games, but these were actually donated by a mother whose son was treated at Texas Children's Cancer Center, and she really noticed that all the tickets donated were sporting events.
Right.
And she thought, not everybody likes sports, so I want to donate something different. So she donated season tickets to the Houston Ballet. And so we would really, think about patients that would enjoy going, that maybe it would help them, overall just cope, or they were just really needing a kind of uplifting day.
Right.
And so that was how we got those tickets, which were really special and I think meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, and this ballet was really neat because they incorporated real snakes in the ballet, and we were able to go backstage and get pictures with the snakes like draped on our shoulders. It was really weird and really cool at the same time.
That is cool.
Yeah.
A little scary, but cool.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really great that it's such a special memory to you. And I think that, it's something that people always want to help children in the hospital, and that's maybe an outside of the box way they can think about how they could help, is not only just donating toys, but donating tickets to different events.
And very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely, obviously.
Well, we know it's not all fun and games, but what would be the most difficult part of being a child life specialist?
I think that seeing children being in the hospital, which is a very sterile, sometimes scary environment, is challenging, and seeing patients and children really be exposed to things that don't seem like children should have to be exposed to, like chemotherapy or procedures, just going through all these different things is not a normal childhood. So watching that and watching parents feel that they don't have control, and they really put their trust into the hospital, and that is their baby, their child, and they have to watch them go through things that are really hard, and sometimes just sit back and do the best that they can. That's a really hard place for a parent to be in. It's hard to watch them. So that's again part of our role, is helping parents cope as well, and teaching them how to help their own children cope at home and in the hospital. So sometimes when I couldn't be there to help in a procedure, I want to make sure I educate parents on how do they help their child in the emergency room if no one's there in that moment,
or in the same way.
Yeah, and so that's obviously really challenging, watching parents. But I also think that just watching children have to do things that hurt. Getting any sort of poke is not fun. For anybody, grown-ups or children. So all day going in and out of procedures, at the end of the day, it's kind of wearing, because you've watched a lot of people have to do things they don't want to do, and they can hurt in those moments. So I would really just focus, at the end of my day on what did I do to make that moment better. So how did I get that child to smile? Maybe it was at the end, maybe it was before the procedure, but how did I help them in that really scary moment? And so overall, working in the cancer center, that was what I focused on. Was this was a really hard time in a family's life and in a patient's life. But what could I do to make it better? And that was what I really went just focused on and tried to help with. But it was always, a bit challenging watching patients like you and parents like your parents just go through this journey. It's a challenge, to say the least.
And you really brought a ray of sunshine.
Oh, thank you, Emily. That's so kind. That's really kind.
And you really were that ray of light. And so do you have like a mentor that taught you in this way?
Sure. I had a great coworker that I shared the cancer center with. Her name is Dana Swan. She still works in the cancer center.
Yes.
And she is a very experienced child life specialist and had been in the cancer long before I got here. And her guidance and her direction really helped me really easily move into the role of being a child life specialist in the cancer center. And she taught me a lot about meeting children where they are, providing play, being positive and uplifting, and just really overall caring for the whole family. So she was a great mentor to me. I also think that patience, like you, along my whole journey of being a child life specialist, taught me so much. So I learned from you guys, how to help you.
Right.
What's really, the most challenging part, because you're the one going through it. I'm just there trying to figure it out how I can best help you and support you.
Yeah.
So really learning from the patients and the children in the hospital. I think a lot of people think about children's hospitals as depressing and, oh, how can you work with children in the hospital? That's so sad.
Right.
But I challenge them to walk into a children's hospital, because the children here are playing and they're smiling and they're bright and they're bubbly and they're being children.
Yes.
And so I think that I learned from you guys. I learned how to look at challenges in life and how do you keep going? How do you get through it?
Really look on the bright side.
That's right.
Yes.
So I have had a mentor that is a child life specialist, but I've also had a lot of little mentors that really helped me be a better child life specialist.
Before we close today, is there anything you'd like to share about the field of child life specialist?
Absolutely. Well, before I get into that, I would like to say thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It's been a great time sitting here chatting with you.
Yes.
But I would also like to share with the listeners that if anybody would like more information on becoming a child life specialist, we have a professional organization that has a website. It's www.childlife.org, where they can get more information on the requirements for schooling, for their internship, just overall the profession. What does it entail? What does it look like? And then if there's any parents out there that are listening that would like child life specialists to help their child in the hospital, they can contact either their volunteer department, or they can talk to their nurses or their physicians to see if their hospital has child life specialists on staff that could then help their children. Parents can also look into the website childlife.org, and they might be able to, through reading the different literature that's on the website, be able to find out some more information on how to support their children.
Right.
Even if their hospital does not have child life specialists, there's different articles on the website that list how to provide support during procedures, how to provide therapeutic, expressive play. So that'd be a great place for parents to look as well.
Right. Well, that is way cool.
Yeah. And if anybody else has any other questions, I think the Child Life website is just a great place to look.
Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily Freeman, and you are listening to Purple Songs Can Fly on the Voice America Kids Network. We'll end this show by a song by Emma Grace. She wrote the song when she was 4, Pink and Purple Horsies. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I love you so much, Santa. I want a horsey. A toy Barbie. It's a horsey. Pink, purple. It's pink and purple horsey. Pink and purple horsey. Pink and horsey heart. Pink and purple horsey. Pink and horsey heart. I love you so much. Pink and purple horsey. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Pink, purple, a 1, 2, 3. Ring bell, ring bell, ring bell, ring bell. Ring bell, ring bell, ring bell, ring purple, ring bell, ring purple, pink, purple, ring bell, ring bell. Pink, purple horsey for Christmas. I want a pink and purple horsey for Christmas for you, Santa Claus. A 1, a 2, 3. Ring bell, ring bell, ring bell. Pink, purple. I love you you so much, Santa.
Thanks for listening to Purple Songs Can Fly. We'll see you again next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Kids channel. And remember, for more information about the Purple Songs Can Fly project, visit www.purplesongscanfly.org. We'll be back with more music next week.
Purple songs can fly.